How was Fury received in the UK?
Good. He's like a cult hero. Like, he was extremely unpopular. I say extremely unpopular. He had a very solid sort of hardcore fan base prior to the Wilder fight. But you know, he had his drug problems and he failed a PED test as well and stuff like that. So
did that hurt his?
Yeah, it did massively. But what he did was, when you talk about characters and personalities, his vulnerability and his openness is extremely endearing. So he talked about his mental health problems. He talked about his drug problems. He talked about all these things. And he was that open that it was quite an inspiring story. He got so out of shape. I mean, this is a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys do it in pounds, but, you know, I don't know. He was 350 pounds.
Right.
I mean, he was that big. He was 27 stone.
Like 100 pounds overweight,
and it wasn't like, you know, he was a big guy. He was just pure slobbery. Right. He gave up on. No, but he gave up on life.
Another
right.
And
He gave up on life. Right.
I talked about signing him, and I met him. We had an event in Monte Carlo, and I looked at him and I thought,
"There's no way
you'll never fight again, mate."
Right.
And what he did to get back in shape was massively inspirational. You know, not just for people with weight problems, but for athletes that have lost their way. And to even get back in the ring from where he was an incredible achievement. And time again, people have written him off. Like, I still kind of think he's not that good, you know, but he must be, because when he boxed Klitschko, I thought he has absolutely no chance. He bewildered Klitschko mentally and emotionally. And I will say, look, Fury's not the most entertaining fighter unless he's in with someone like Wilder.
He's effective.
He's going to fight Schwartz. It's going to be an absolute stinker, right? Because he's like, you know, he's awkward.
He's jittery, he's awkward, he's athletic. No, he looks like a bag of milk.
Yeah, I know.
But he's athletic.
Oh, he's brilliant.
And he's jittery,
yeah,
and the way and I was like, wow, he's sort of.
But he's clever.
Fascinating
He's
to look at.
very clever.
Yes.
But he's a fascinating character. Now his popularity in the UK is massive. I mean, turning down the Wilder rematch and fighting Schwartz hasn't gone down well with the UK public, because they're like, yeah, you've got the rematch. You know, when the WBC ordered it, the public were like, you got it. You're going to get him this time. Oh, my God. You're going to get what you deserve. And he's like, turn that down. I'm going to fight Schwartz. And the public are like, huh?
Wow.
And that was
does the Joshua Wilder fight, is it bigger business than the Fury?
Globally, much bigger.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Fury against Joshua, still big globally. In the UK, like, the country would shut down for that fight. But globally, the undisputed heavyweight world championship against Wilder is a big. It's the biggest fight in world boxing.
Yeah.
So with that said, there's 3 heavyweights that matter. Your guy, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. I think people want to see some sort of amalgamation of those fights. How does the heavyweight division play out within, let's say, the next 12 to 16 months? And when do we start seeing these 3 guys mix it up?
Well, I think one of the problems is, and it's a problem for boxing, is you could find that all 3 of those guys have exclusive deals with other networks. Right now, the only one that has an exclusive deal is Tyson Fury. So he's the only one at the moment that can't really box on DAZN or can't box on Showtime or Fox. With AJ, we're fight by fight with DAZN. The plan is 100% to be long-term with the DAZN platform, and I do think that will happen. But it has to be a deal that doesn't stop. Because really, like, Joshua wants to achieve, like, again, it's not really a money thing. He doesn't want to keep having voluntary defences and mandatory defences. He wants to test himself. That's one of the reasons why when Jarrell Miller pulled out of the fight, or got pulled out of the fight, he wanted Luis Ortiz. The trainer said, mate, you've got 4 weeks sparring left. Like, we've been sparring 5 weeks for a big, heavy, orthodox fighter. Now you want to switch. Yeah, it was like the challenge. And he doesn't want to go stale. He only boxes twice a year. So he wants the challenge. One of those challenges might be Alexander Usyk later on this year, which is a very, very tough fight for him. But he definitely wants, you know, that undisputed fight. So whatever deal we do mustn't stop those fights from happening, because he will become stagnant. He will become unmotivated or demotivated, and you may lose in a fight that you shouldn't lose in. So that's very important. So really, we need to get those fights. This summer is very important for particularly Wilder and Joshua to get those wins. Fury, we know, will win.
Yeah.
But after that smoke clears, that's when it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. And that's where we have to put the ultimate pressure on Wilder and say, now. It has to be now. And, you know, Fury, I don't think Fury's in the mix, really, for Joshua and Wilder. I think more importantly, those 2 are either going to fight each other, as in Joshua and Wilder, or everybody will fight someone else again. And hopefully that doesn't happen. Listen, unless, I mean, Wilder-Ortiz rematch isn't the worst story in the world. Joshua Usyk is a great fight. Fury, I don't know, Dillian White or something. As long as they're good heavyweight fights, but ultimately people are going to get bored. You know, we talk about the growth of the sport, and, you know, I heard Dana White come out the other day and say, oh, this is a joke. I mean, why don't they just get it on? It's a very different business structure to the
Right.
UFC. In UFC, you're told what to do.
Right, he
You're
monopolizes
owned
the
by
whole-
the business.
Exactly.
So, like, basically, you go, right, Mario, you're fighting Steve. It's July the 30th. Good luck, mate. I'll see you there.
And that's it.
And that's it. And you
Yeah.
don't go, oh, no, actually, I don't want that fight. Or what about this guy? It's like, no, that's who you're fighting. Be quiet.
Exactly.
You know, boxing is completely different.
And
These
that's
guys-
why they have problems building stars.
Yeah, it is. And that's why eventually you'll get to a stage, they don't really want stars, or they don't want them to
Right.
get too
the
big.
brand.
Yeah,
Right,
because
it's
Conor
all about the
McGregor
brand.
causes them nightmares and major problems
Right.
because he is the UFC.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, now that's so they can't afford to lose him. Then they get snookered in positions. But in boxing, say unfortunately on the business side, fortunately for the fighters, they are their own brands
Mhm.
and they make their own decisions. Sometimes it can have a negative effect on big fights getting made, but it's good for the fighters that they have that freedom. But they've got to want it, and the teams have got to want it, and we have to publicly put the pressure on. Hopefully, when Joshua knocks out whoever it is on June 1 and says, "How many times? I'm in New York,
Right.
right? I'm here."
I-
Wilder.
I think that's gonna
now's
be
the
a huge
time.
moment.
and that's that will be, you know,
Eh,
and hopefully
yeah.
he'll be there, and you know, but like, imagine the excitement of that fight. Like that is a fight that you watch through your fingers. You know, you will sell every seat in the venue, but you'll only need the edge of it because
Right.
you will just be watching it. Anything can
Yeah.
happen. Fast, heavy-handed, slightly vulnerable. I'm talking about both of them.
Of course, absolutely.
Like no step
Yeah.
backwards. Like you could run that 5 times. There'd probably be 3-2.
Eddie,
you know.
are you still insistent that the first fight be in the UK?
No.
No.
No, and actually, I'm early on. We felt that Joshua had built such an amazing industry, if you like, in the UK with boxing that we deserved to have that first fight in the UK. I still think that.
Still, see,
Right,
it
yeah,
seems like it would make the most business sense too.
No, well, probably
Oh,
because
not
of
because of the
time
pay-per-views.
zone.
Oh, that's
Casino
true.
money.
That's true.
Casino
That's true.
money changes
yeah,
things.
that's true.
But
That's true.
definitely in size of gate.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we'd do 100,000 like literally in 5 minutes. That would all go for that fight. But now we're giving so much. Like at first, Joshua really didn't want to give more than 70-30. You know, then it's like, or actually, he offered a flat fee at first. Then it was like 70-30. Then it was 65-35. Now we're talking 60-40. Now it's, I'll tell you what, we'll do it in America. Like at some point, like, you know, you can't have 50-50 and do it in
No,
America.
no, no.
Like,
That's more than fair.
I know. So it's like
We need
it's
to tell Shelley
frustrating,
Winkle.
But yeah. But the problem is in America there is more money for that fight than the UK. But this is Joshua's debut in America. It's a big moment for him. And actually, whoever we select will be a tough opponent. But it's more about the new environment.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. You know, Madison's like he's used to Wembley Stadium, 90,000 people. He knows the changing room. He knows the British Boxing Board of
Right.
Control. He walks out, everyone's going mad, tap him on the back. You know, this is your manor. This is your home. Now he goes into a new time zone, different arena, different ring, new commissions, different hand wraps, and everything's a bit. You know, that's my biggest worry in the fight, not his ability, but just the new surroundings.
Sure.
And a live challenger, you know, who's actually saying, "Oh, I'm coming to win it." So, but that's exciting.
It
and
is
that's why I
exciting.
want a live fight. I don't want to be sitting at ringside going.
I think he's
How
going to
that-
have
yeah.
a great coming out party, and I think he's a star.
Yeah,
So
but
I
that's a
think-
big moment for his
Right,
career.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to, and we'll have a lot of clarity, hopefully, like you said, this summer.